Today, we're diving into something that affects every single one of us: the huge difference between just being healthy and truly, genuinely living a life of wellness.
So let me just ask you a quick question. Are you healthy? Right now, most of us would probably start thinking about, do I have a fever or how'd my last checkup go? It's pretty straightforward. But what if I asked about your wellness? See? Suddenly that question feels a whole lot bigger, doesn't it? It's not just about not being sick anymore. It's about actually thriving. And that little switch is exactly what we're going to unpack today. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to untangle what it really means to be well versus just not sick. Then, we'll explore this amazing framework of 9 different dimensions that really make up a full life. And finally, we'll see how our own personal well-being connects all the way up to the global economy. Sound good? Let's get into it. All right, so let's kick things off with an idea most of us probably grew up with. If you're not sick, you must be well. I mean, it seems to make sense, right? But as we're about to see, that is only a tiny, tiny piece of the whole puzzle.
So, if you look at the official definition from the World Health Organization, health is described as a state. It's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. The word to really focus on there is state. Think of it almost like a snapshot in time. It's an outcome. Wellness, on the other hand, is a totally different ballgame. It is not a destination you arrive at. It's an active, ongoing process. It's about all the little choices you're making every single day that move you toward a healthier, more fulfilling life. It's the journey itself, not just that final snapshot. And this table just lays it all out so clearly. Health is a state, an outcome that we can measure objectively with things like blood pressure tests. But wellness, that's a process, a journey, and it's measured subjectively by how you actually feel. And this last part, this is the real game changer. With health, we often see ourselves as a patient, but with wellness, you are the active participant. You're in the driver's seat. So here's the best way to think about it, the big takeaway. You really can't have one without the other. Your health is the solid foundation, but your wellness, that's the incredible, unique, and vibrant life that you consciously choose to build on top of that foundation. So now that we've got that solid foundation in place, let's start building. It's time to dive into the next part and see how this big idea of wellness breaks down into a really practical framework for actually living. So if wellness is this big journey, what's the map? Well, the whole concept is built around one key number: 9. 9 distinct, yet totally interconnected, dimensions of our lives. We're talking way more than just body and mind. Let's start with the 3 we probably know best. You've got physical wellness. The basics, how we're taking care of our bodies. Then there's intellectual wellness. Are you challenging your mind, staying curious, learning new things? And of course, emotional wellness, our ability to not just have feelings, but to really understand them and navigate them effectively. But it goes so much deeper than just that. Next up is social wellness, which is all about the quality and strength of our connections with other people. Then you have spiritual wellness, and this isn't necessarily about religion, but more about having a sense of purpose and meaning. And here's one we all tend to forget: recreational wellness. Are you actually making time for play, for hobbies, for pure fun? And we wrap it up with 3 dimensions that are just incredibly relevant to the world we live in today. Financial wellness, having a sense of control and security over your economic life. Environmental wellness, which is recognizing that our own well-being is completely tied to the health of our planet. And a very new one, digital wellness, the challenge of building a healthy, balanced relationship with all of our technology. And here's the really cool part. None of these dimensions exist in a bubble. They are constantly interacting with each other. A perfect example is when you do some physical exercise. That directly improves your emotional well-being by lowering your stress. See? It's all one beautiful, dynamic system. So we've seen how this incredible framework applies to us as individuals. Let's zoom out in our final section and see how this personal quest for well-being is creating massive waves across the entire global economy. And this is where our personal journey suddenly has this huge public impact. Our collective search for balance across these 9 dimensions has literally sparked an economic revolution. Every single one of these dimensions isn't just a personal goal anymore, it's become a massive business opportunity. And we're not talking about some niche market here. This is a global economic force. Our search for emotional wellness, that has fueled an absolute boom in therapy services and mental health apps.
Our desire for environmental wellness is driving everything from clean energy to the organic food industry. And our need for financial wellness has led to an explosion in fintech services designed to help us all. Businesses are getting incredibly creative too by mashing these dimensions together. Just take a look at wellness tourism. It's not just a vacation anymore. It's an entire business model that bundles the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and the social dimensions all into one single high-value experience. And looking ahead, this whole trend is only going to get smarter and more integrated. We're already seeing things like co-working spaces that blend social and intellectual wellness. But the real game changer is technology. From AI that can analyze your personal health data to medicine that's tailored specifically for you, the future of wellness is a journey that is deeply, deeply personalized. So that brings us right back to you. As you look at these 9 dimensions, I want you to think of them like spokes on the wheel of your life. The real question isn't just whether you're healthy, it's whether that wheel is balanced and whether it's rolling smoothly towards a life that you find truly fulfilling. So what does your wheel look like today?